Estamos en el Teatro Price de Madrid y tenemos el placer de entrevistar a uno de los más grandes guitarristas de la historia del rock, Mr. Joe Satriani. Joe, es un placer tenerte aquí en Rock Palace, bienvenido. Vamos a hablar del que fue tu primer álbum, que en estos días se reedita en vinilo de 180 gramos. ¿Cómo fue aquel primer disco que recuerdas? Eras muy joven, tenías el pelo largo. ¿Qué hay en tu memoria de aquel gran disco?
Well, you know, the starting out with an idea that I could change instrumental guitar music was a crazy idea to begin with, but I was very inspired to try to create a new path and make it more melodic and to allow the guitar to occupy a place that was more than just a display of technique, that each song would be a really strong composition and the melody and the story would drive the guitar playing. You know what I mean? So sometimes that meant I would play a little bit more subtle. Sometimes it meant I'd play more crazy than the average player. But I knew that it would be interesting, and so that's what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be very interesting and unique.
Eras muy joven.
Well, it seemed like I was old, to tell you the truth, because I think when I signed with Relativity Records, I was just about turning 30. So I was thinking maybe it was over, you know, because I had started performing live when I was 14 as a guitarist. So it seemed like I'd been waiting a long time.
Muy bien, vamos a hablar del último disco que ya salió hace bastantes meses y que hoy lo presentas en Madrid. ¿Cómo es el álbum para Joe Satriani? Es un disco muy personal y además es un disco en el cual estás trabajando muy profundamente, has querido sacar el 200% de ti mismo. Además es curioso porque en él el concepto es tratar de autoestimarte a ti mismo y hacerte crecer como persona y como guitarrista. Parece que eres muy tímido, no lo parece encima del escenario, pero ¿este disco te ha servido para algo, para ser más valiente, más decidido, más estrella del rock delante de la gente?
That's good. The album, you're right, is a concept album, and it surrounds the idea that over the years I've had to create an alter ego. To be more extroverted on stage, to be, as you said, more of a rock star on stage, right? And I was thinking a lot about this on the last tour. The Unstoppable tour had us playing around the world, and as we were closing in on the last few dates, I realized I was playing with my teeth a lot, I was going down on my knees a lot, just doing a lot of theatrics. Something, you know, my friend Steve Vai would do all the time, but I generally wouldn't do that. So I started to think, well, who's making me do that? And it was really like an exercise in creativity, a daydream, that what if there was a real conflict inside of me, a real alter ego who wanted to take over, the crazy Joe. And then I thought, well, what would he call himself? Someone like that would try to come up with the name that would grab the most amount of attention, that's all about shining bright, blowing up, you know what I mean? And as a funny way, as an inside joke, I gave him a name that meant it was his last blow up, his last explosion, because a supernova in science, of course, is the star that blows up one last time, but gives birth to a million new stars. And I thought that was poetic justice. So that was my cornerstone of the concept, and it allowed me as a writer to broaden the horizon. I could do a blues song, I could do North African influenced music, I could do straight ahead rock, I could do stuff that was really quiet and tender, or jazzy, or real rock and roll based. That concept allowed me to put it all under one umbrella. And even though the listener can listen to the music in any sequence, it helped me focus, and that was the important thing in making the record.
Cuando hablabas de Steve Vai, hablabas del último G3. Por cierto, ¿habrá más G3? ¿Habrá más giras junto con él?
Oh, I hope so. I love playing with Steve. We played just about a month ago in Los Angeles at a benefit concert for a friend. When we play together, it's like we just pick up where we left off. It's so natural. We enjoy challenging each other and pushing each other to see how far we can go. You know, he's a real brother, and he's an incredible musician, so yeah. I hope we can play together some more.
Ajá. Es claro, es un hermano para ti y es un músico impresionante. Pero ¿cómo es como guitarrista Steve Vai, en tu opinión?
Oh, he's fantastic. I knew when he was young, I knew him when he was about 12 years old. He was still shorter than me. That changed very quickly. But I knew after the first 6 months of guitar lessons that he possessed more physical talent than I did, and that teaching him was going to be a lot of fun. And so I've watched him go from student to sort of jamming buddy to comrade and to fellow professional musician. It really is, it's a dream come through, you know, true for both of us. We're just two little kids from New York. We grew up in a small town. We both wanted to be great guitar players, and we didn't know how to become professional, how to make a living as guitar players. So, but we thought if we practice really hard and we believe in our originality, or our ability to be original, that good fortune will come our way. So we're very fortunate indeed.
Háblame un poco de la serie de ciencia ficción en la cual participas con tus ideas, Crystal Planet, por favor.
Yeah, Crystal Planet is a new science fiction animated series. The look of it is based on my drawing book. It was called Joe's Art 2013 that we put out a few years ago. Strange drawings, strange things. And my friend and fellow guitar player, my main writing partner, his name is Ned Evett. He and I have been working on this for about 1.5 years now. We have a new partner, Brendan Small from Metalocalypse. He really knows what he's doing. As he said, years and 2 very important animated shows. And so he's been helping this last month really focus the project. And it really is about our hero, who is a guitar playing hero. He basically gets thrust into into the future, and he has to save the planet Earth, both in the present and the future. There's a lot of crazy music, love and sex and good guys and bad guys and lots of floating heads. It's pretty crazy looking, but we're hoping in a few months it'll go live.
Genial. Cuéntame algo sobre ese libro de tu biografía. ¿Cómo es para ti personalmente? ¿Está lleno de entrevistas, de vivencias? ¿Cómo es esa biografía de Joe Satriani?
Yeah, the Strange Beautiful Music, a musical memoir we called it, was definitely cathartic to go through. You know, I had to really dig down deep and review things that maybe I didn't want to think about anymore. I had fun remembering all the technical things, pedals, amps, guitars, but the book really deals with how I got started, and then using the cornerstones, each album in the catalog, all the drama that went into creating each record that we really never talk about. Because when you go to promote an album, generally you talk about the positive things. But the book actually was a great opportunity to bring to light the community that gets together to make these albums, and how I depend on talent and great ideas and perseverance by friends and coworkers. And it's a sort of a moving cast of characters, and they contributed a lot to the book. Taught me a lot about myself, I think, reading their recollections of myself, how I was as a band leader during that time. But I wouldn't do it again, at least for another 10 years. Too much catharsis, you know.
Muy bien, Joe, no tenemos mucho más tiempo. Después de esta gira, me imagino que seguirás tocando y tocando encima de los escenarios. Pero a medio y largo plazo, ¿cuál es el futuro para Joe Satriani? Nuevo disco, otro G3 con Steve Vai, otros guitarristas. Cuéntanos qué te depara el futuro.
Yeah, we're very busy. I love staying busy, so this tour is, we're 2 weeks into it right now, and it'll go on for 2 years. So we'll probably come through Europe twice and get to the Southern Hemisphere as well, and North America, of course. By the time I get finished, I'll probably have another record written and ready to record. But right now, I have no idea what I'm going to do yet.
Genial.
I'm going to leave that open. We'll have the Crystal Planet show by then up and running. And since I write all the music for that, I'll be busy with that. I think I'm real close to getting the guys in Chickenfoot to record at least an EP. We have one song that we've started recording, and it sounds really cool. So I think I've got Sammy and Chad and Mike really interested this time in doing something new. And maybe we'll even do a short run of tour dates somewhere in the world, so I'm hoping. And then finally, of course, G3. If we can fit that in somewhere, that would be great. I'm actually asking a lot of my fans who they would like to see on a G3 that we haven't brought out before. So perhaps you can ask your viewers if they've got any good ideas.
Por ejemplo, ¿a quién te gustaría tener en el G3 aparte de Steve Vai? Has tenido a Yngwie Malmsteen, has tenido a los mejores, pero ¿algún guitarrista nuevo que te gustaría tener ahí?
Well, you know, I noticed when your phone rang before we started doing the interview, I heard Eruption by Eddie Van Halen. And you know, I've asked Eddie every time to come on out. And I'm not sure we ever got close to getting him to say yes, but I'm going to keep asking him. I'd love to get Jeff back out. Maybe Eddie and Jeff together would be fantastic. Billy Gibbons would be great. Brian May would be great. Jimmy Page. Yeah.
Great.
You know, you figure you aim high, you know, you never know. Someone might say yes.
Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, I think he'd be great.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Ok, bueno, pues que todos los sueños y todos los proyectos se hagan realidad y que por favor sigas siendo ese tímido guitarrista, pero genial persona y gran músico que eres desde el primer álbum, del cual hemos hablado en la primera pregunta. Gracias por todo, eres un tipo grande, de verdad. Gracias por tu música y por ese sentimiento que transmites con tu guitarra. Gracias.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. Fantastic. Hi, this is Joe Satriani and you're watching Rock Palace.